There it goes.
All right. I see. Delayed one is now streaming bridge.
We are live.
And I better mute that tab.
Oh, yeah.
Go all day long.
And the session has started. So we are live. All right, let me just welcome everyone into the segment 3 of 4. And then, yeah, I can, let's get this opened and have at it, gentlemen.
Well, hello, everyone. This is John Lusky, and Michael Schuster is with us too.
Hello, everyone. Hope you can hear me. I'll have Twitch open another window too. So if you have questions you want to ask feedback on, I'll be able to hopefully interact with people who are watching.
Okay, well, we're going to start with the Nickel versus Rosenthal match.
Nothing like a nice dull board to start things off, huh?
Yes.
People ease in there with no interesting decisions.
So East, with his one loser hand, is in fourth chair, and his partner opens the bidding.
So I like what Finn has done here by responding to clubs rather than to hearts. Basically, partners open a spade and you have a slam drive with the East hand, one loser hand, but that all-important jack of the trump suit is really a huge tiebreak to mean that you could play clubs as trump even if partner has one fewer clubs than hearts. That jack is just a really humongous card when you're in a potential misfit on a slam auction. That club's complete opposite of void, and hearts not so much.
So having bid two clubs, is he now going to bid hearts a couple of times, or what do you think?
Well, he's in this.
He bid 7 clubs.
Well, I don't know. 7 clubs. The auction went one spade past 7 clubs in the one room. Greco's taking a slower approach. Their one spade is more limited by precision. I'm sure.
Well, so as Ralph Katz presumably knows, his ace king of diamonds aren't going to cash, but he tries it anyway.
I would be highly suspicious that my ace king. I would think that my ace king of diamonds have at least a 50% chance of cashing against this pair. At least one of them.
Well, Finn is probably glad to have escaped a trump lead, but it turned out it didn't matter because hearts were 3-3.
He is going to lean forward and claim momentarily as soon as he finds out that trumps did not have one of these unfair 5-1 breaks. So I played a large number of boards against Finn and Ish in the first round match. People might have seen me lose badly to them in the previous round. They're pretty quick. They're especially Finn, and Finn is an excellent roommate. Ish loves talking trash about everyone at the table, teammates, opponents, and partner not excluded from the trash talking. So they're still in the third round of the auction at one table, and the first table is on to board 32.
Yes, well, I'm curious to see how the slower auction handles things.
In the other match, Larry Leibowitz opened the West hand with a weak 2, and East just guessed 6 spades, which seems. I have 6 clubs. I mean, East might have tried to find out if partner had the ace of spades if they could, but a lot of the key card era, hard to distinguish between the king of spades and the ace. Adam might have known that. I guess he could, and he could guess that even if unless partner actually had a big club fit, that 7 was going to be a guess, so he just guessed. In fact, both tables opened 2 spades with the West hand instead of 1 in the other match. The auction is going to take a while for Greco and Hampson. Greco's a fairly deliberate bidder and player, and it's a complicated hand.
So he's bid 4 diamonds over 3 spades. Is that his partner going to think that that's a Q bid in support of spades? I wonder.
I like the explanation. It's intended as key card for clubs, but boy, I mean, it's awfully spotty to have a key card bid where the suit hasn't been expressly agreed.
Yes.
And for what it's worth, I imagine that Jeff would have alerted for spades if he was responding to key card. So I do not think they were on the same page about that auction.
Well, in the other room on board 32, things have calmed down somewhat, and they're playing 2 hearts from the north on a sort of normal natural auction. I think 2 hearts was alerted probably because they're playing Gazilli or something like that. So it was limited. Yes, less than 16.
So and Marty, I guess, was able to find out that Chip had the an ace specifically because probably they used 4-no trump as an ace ask and the 4 clubs as preempt key card Gerber. So he actually found out about the ace and guessed 7 clubs. So it looks like 3 of the tables just guessed 7 clubs at some point in the auction.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like the East players just threw their hands up in the air and at some point just said, I don't know how to bid this. 7 clubs seems right.
Right.
Meanwhile, 2 hearts is kind of an exciting contract, right? Is there?
Well,
I guess it's friendly enough with the diamonds on side. There is some work to do with all those spade losers.
yes. Well, it would be good for Declare if he manages to pick off the Queen of Hearts. It'll be interesting to see if he succeeds in that.
Certainly, there's something to be said for popping the Ace of Hearts on the first round and making your diamond play.
Yeah.
Probably start with the 9, which is what he's done. Now, East might just sacrifice the trump trick and play the Queen of Hearts. He's
well,
done
there
that.
it is. That's not going to be too successful given that Declare has 8 red suit tricks and the Queen of Clubs. So if he might run the Jack of Diamonds here and then claim.
If when the Jack of Diamonds holds, Declare can change horses and draw the trumps. Right? If the Declare's certainly not going to draw the trumps first in case the Jack of Diamonds is losing, so he'll take the diamond finesse first.
Okay, so I'm thinking it's going to be over making 3 pretty quickly here. The other room, they led a low heart from Queen Doubleton, which is
it's a good lead. The
yeah,
auction kind of screams out for a trump lead, and I don't want to blow up my queen, so.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's sort of underrated leading low from Doubleton honors in situations. Either the other situation I think where you can really benefit from that sort of lead is where partner has bid a suit and they bid no trump on your right, usually like jumped and no trump or freely bid no trump. So you can expect maybe 2 stoppers on your right. So leading the queen or the jack from Doubletons tends to just blow a trick. But leading low, you always wind up scoring it on the second round when Declare finesses into you. Of course, when Declare only has 1 stopper and you've blocked the suit, it's a little embarrassing. So none of these things come with guarantees.
So now he could make 10 tricks and maybe he's going to, I don't know.
Oh, looks like he did. He picked the hand out. Oh, well done, Nickel.
Well, I think he knows that his right-hand opponent is unlikely to have the jack left, so he correctly judged to put in the 10, so making 4.
He didn't come that far to misguess the clubs, right?
Exactly.
So I think everyone's playing this hand in 2 hearts on the exact same option, all 4 tables. So Adam Grosek has also let a low heart from Queen and 1. But they, so here we've got Greco giving up the show by playing the second round of hearts from his hand. It kind of looks like he has to do that. But there is this danger of those diamonds being established. I wonder maybe Declare was better off ducking the first, if East was better off ducking the diamonds.
Yes.
All right, so that is a strong no trump in what year is it? 2023. It's a 14-16 for this pair, but still, it feels like off shape and off, and doesn't really feel like a balanced hand to me.
Right, and has non-existent black suit stoppers. Well, how times have changed.
And he's going to come out smelling just fine because
Yes, certainly.
you just make 4 spades, losing the trick to the 9 of spades and the 2 clubs. Now, when partner bids show spades and diamonds and I hold the East hand, I certainly don't want to. I know my hand's inappropriate for a 5-level contract, but I also know it's inappropriate for 3-no trump. So my inclination would be to push towards my Queen Jack Doubleton of spades. Even, if you imagine partner had.
Well, some people play, well, he's bid 3 hearts, I guess, to either as an advanced Q bid or to show that has good hearts and not so good clubs. Some people play an inversion here where 3 spades would show diamond support and 4 diamonds would show spades. But I'm guessing they're not doing that. So he may continue with 4 diamonds here, or
I think he'll give proper weight to the Queen Jack of spades and just bid 4 spades.
And so he did. All right, well, looks like it's 1 imp to nickel on the second one.
So it looks like I wasn't in the other room, the 2 heart contracts. It looks like the East player must have held up the ace of diamonds because in one table it went down and the other table it looks like it's about to go down. So I don't expect 4 spades to cause too much trouble. Declare rates to win the diamond in hand, advance the Jack of spades. Oh, okay, the Queen covered perforce, back to the Jack of spades, probably ace of hearts and a heart rough, 10 of spades, claiming.
Well, Eric Greco is not of the modern 1-no trump.
What a shock! I don't know, what adjective would you use to describe that 1-no trump opening bid?
Perverted would be my first thought.
I was thinking vile.
Thinking what?
Vile.
Vile, yeah, okay.
I could go along with perverted. All right, he's going to clean up his 3 now. So they're going to have a little more complicated auction. Heart of spade, 2 diamonds. West is going to, I guess, bid 3 clubs, and East will admit to spade support at 3 spades.
Well, I'm not sure that in their precision system where 1 heart is limited and could be white, I'm not sure that Jeff has a game force, but we'll see what he thinks.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's the hand's complicated. He might force game just because it's so complex with the 6 spade and the diamond fit.
Mm-hmm.
Now his partner, because of precision, if his partner had like a decent 5-5 with hearts and diamonds, he could have just jumped to 3 diamonds. Yeah, so Jeff's just raised to 3 diamonds here. There's a lot of pressure on Eric. This could be I mean, Eric could easily go wrong here and just pass it 3 diamonds.
If he does bid, he probably is bidding 3 spades, I would think. But
yeah, the queen jack of partner suited is just like a really sexy holding, even without a 3rd card there.
okay, and as predicted, 4 spades made 4 in the first table to finish. So Eric has in fact passed 3 diamonds, and so that will be something like 7 imps to the Rosenthal team when he finishes playing it.
I think Eric probably was not super comfortable with his series of guesses, but well, maybe that modern strong no Trump win all the marbles.
Well,
Not so vile in the score column.
At least it did get across the strength of the hand, which Jeff never really was aware of at the other table.
All right, so East is open to strong 2 clubs on board 34. Sort of like a semi-balanced 22. If the last hand was balanced, then this hand is balanced.
Yeah, this one does look like a 2 no Trump rebid to me. So seems kind of now the hand with the 8 count is close to trying for slam opposite a 2 no rebid, but took the low road. And
it's a tough setup. I think in this auction, I like 3 hearts, the 3 heart transfer to set up a game force so that accepting the transfer shows a spade fit to help zero in on choice of game hands.
That would really help here.
Then West has West still has a slam positive hand in diamonds, and as it turns out in hearts on this deal, you can probably at double dummy make 6 hearts, but single dummy a little not so clear.
Yeah. Well, if 2 diamonds created a game force, which it may well have done, we don't know, then many people do play that after 2 no transfer, since you're in a game force, East's rebids do reflect his spade length. So here he would bid 3 no to deny as many as 3 spades.
Now, there's something to be said for actually showing 3 spades with king queen doubleton, because the suit could block for no trump. Opposite holding like jack 10 fifth, you may find that you're better off with spades as a trump suit.
Right. On the other hand, if partner showed he has something by bidding 2 diamonds, as opposed to an immediate double negative if they had that available, then you would be less worried about the spade blockage situation.
So this pair, I'm pretty sure, does not have an immediate double negative over 2 clubs available, but I'm not 100%. I don't think they had any 2 club auctions against us when we played them.
So at the other table, of course, they've started with their precision clubs, so a level lower, and the West hand is given a positive response, and so they know that or East knows that they're kind of sniffing at slam here.
Now, one of the things that some precision players use is 1 heart to show sort of a minimum positive, sort of like a slam negative positive hand, and higher positives to show real positives, which would be handy here to have to know the partner, while positive, isn't really so interested in slam, so that the East hand could cool their jets a tiny bit. And I don't know if he's going to find out the exact pattern. The pattern is not a very thrilling pattern in the West hand. But,
right. So West's 2 clubs apparently showed any minimum for his 1 spade response. And 2 hearts is showing a side 4-card suit of some kind and an unbalanced hand.
So Fleischer and Martel used a control response to 2 clubs, and they wound up playing their 5-2 spade fit, which is going to be more exciting, but also not exciting enough to create a swing. So it's great to make 4 spades.
It seems like one should, even with 3 trump, even with 3 potential trump losers. So 4:30 for East-West in the Collis Nick Del Monte room.
So East is getting like bad news at every turn. When after the spade positive, he's thought, well, hey, we're almost certainly going to slam. And then partner said, well, they've got a minimum. Well, we're probably still going to slam. Then he found out that partner had 5 spades and 4 diamonds, and that's terrible.
Yeah.
If partner had clubs to go with that, that would be a lot better than having hearts to go with that. He's going to find out partner has hearts, and then he's going to he'll.
Yeah. So he may throw up his hands and give up at this point. I don't know what the top of a minimum response is, but
well, I think he's going to ask again to find out the residual pattern and find out that it is 3 hearts and 1 club, and that'll probably happen at 3 hearts, 3 spades, 3. No, probably happen at 3 no trump. Well, they may do it backwards. A lot of relay players start with the high short, equal short, low short, but they probably do something like 2-2, then 3-1, then 1-3 or something, or maybe they do 1-3, 3-1. However they order it, I'm sure 3 spades showed the pattern.
Yes.
Now, see, East knows partner's got 8, or probably like 8 to 10. And it has to start thinking about what 8s to 10s they have. And he's naturally going to think about partner holding the ace of spades as part of his hand, because that's the most likely high card points source that partner has. He's probably thinking, well, what if partner has the ace of spades, the king of hearts, and the queen jack of diamonds? That's a not unlikely assemblage of high card points for partner to get there. That doesn't make a very good slam. Partner has the ace jack of spades. Now you're sort of like, have a lot more slam options. This is one of the problems with relay, is that you can find out partner's pattern, but you can't find out their textures. The difference between partner having ace jack fifth of spades and ace jack and versus 10 fifth of spades and ace jack fourth of diamonds is just absolutely huge.
On the other hand, once he knows that there's a club shortness opposite his best suit, it may be time to fold his tens here.
Yeah, well, he's asked a bunch of times. Well, partner is going to respect whatever he does. I mean, this is one of these situations where you could think for 17 hours and bid 3 no trump, and partner's never going to pull it no matter what they have from the auction up to that point, even if they were trying to be unethical. So the decision's up to East about what to do. He probably has different ways to invite, probably through some sort of like, they call it, it's called mulberry, where, well, actually a lot of them, it's like you have a certain bid to show a sign off, and other bids are key card in that suit. So you're basically like either slam driving or you're signing off, and he has really nothing in between unless he has some sort of like packy key card where partner gets a step to say no thank you.
Well, we've got a interesting auction.
Yeah, something exciting is happening, and
yeah, I mean, so
gravy.
I think maybe they were just going to be able to nip 4 diamonds, but there may have been some confusion about what South's double meant.
Okay, so this is what, pass a heart, pass a no trump. So far, so good. Pass 2 diamonds, double. Okay, I get it. North's got hearts and clubs, spades and clubs. His hearts are better. East bid 4 diamonds, and South doubled it, which is kind of hungry with just an ace. And
it's a little surprising, although I think it would have been successful on a trump lead if they had sat. 4, 5, 6, well, maybe not.
I mean, East-West could get absolutely
4, 5,
murdered
6,
here in 4 spades.
I guess it was an acre. But now, how badly is 4 spades going to get?
Well, East-West can score all 7 of their trumps to go with the ace of hearts as 8 tricks.
Yeah,
I don't know if they can do
it
better.
does appear that way, doesn't it? So, so that's 5 light, 1100.
Wow.
Well, pulling trump the hard way. So going back to Greco and Hampson, it looks like he asked one more time and then signed off in 4 no trump.
4 clubs alerted without an explanation. I wonder if 4 clubs, 4 diamonds, 4 no was a way to invite no trump. Like 4 clubs puppeted 4 diamonds, and then 4 no is an invitation.
No, it says quantitative, so maybe
that might have been how they quant, or
yeah, as opposed
whatever
to
he wanted. West had a no.
Yeah. So is he in any danger here in 4 no trump?
What did that just get missed? Like, they scored. Oh, they only scored 6 trumps in an ace. Okay, still a lot. This is an exciting set of boards.
Yeah.
You're wondering if 4 no's in any danger? Actually, it's not cold, right? 4 hearts and 2 diamonds is 6, and a club is 7, and a spade is 8. You can set up a club trick for 9. Take a diamond finesse for 10. Yeah, it's
it looks like well, if you give up the club and he shifts to a spade, then you're in danger of losing 2 spades if you well, he's put in the jack of diamonds and is going to get good news there. So now it looks like he's pretty solid with 3 diamonds, 4 hearts, 2 clubs, and a spade.
I think he just takes a club finesse now.
Yeah.
It's 3 diamonds, 2 clubs is 5, 4 hearts is 9, and a spade is 10. So this is pretty solid line of play. And the king of spades or the queen of spades. Establish your 10th trick before fooling around for your 11th.
In the other room, on board 36, they've started a heart, pass 2 hearts, 3 spades, which not exactly sure how they play that. Many people play that as intermediate on this specific auction where responder is limited. And Ralph Katz has a pretty good hand. I mean, he has some prospect of 7 tricks, but I'm thinking he's going to get a raise from his partner, who has a surprisingly good hand. But that will be down 1 probably.
So in the other match on 35, one table is in, after the same start, 2 diamonds double. East bid 5 diamonds instead of 4 diamonds. South also doubled that. But North did not find the trump lead, and it looks like Declare may be able to make it now on an extremely large cross rough.
Willie's got 3 spades, the ace of hearts. So would need 7 trump tricks. And
with the hearts breaking the way they are, he can ruff a lot of things in his hand.
With a stiff 10 of diamonds, certainly a helpful development.
They may score the stiff 10 of diamonds after the king, queen, and jack are all used for roughing, but that would only be the second defensive trick. Oh, Declare played the 10 of spades rather than starting roughing hearts in his hand, so it looks like Declare made an error. Leibowitz could have gotten home by a cross roughing hearts and clubs, but played the 4th spade. It looks like he's going to go down. Meanwhile, they played it in the wrong part score in the other room, playing 3 clubs east-west on the less impressive fit. This may wind up being a push.
Okay. So looks like 4 spades is about to go down 1 in the other room.
Whatever 3 spades meant, he certainly had it.
Yes.
Board 35 is at the table, and it looks like East-West plays some sort of Kaplan inversion here, maybe, where I'm sorry, I thought I missaw that as a heart of spade, heart of no trump. So it's just a normal forcing no trump auction. I think North doesn't really love coming in here with Jack 4th of spades and chunky hearts with the double of 2 diamonds, but you kind of have to do it. Otherwise, you really risk getting stolen from when you have the hand in this range with a singleton diamond. Partner's not loving this, with their 4-3-3 hand with 4 hearts, nowhere really to go. I wonder if East passed 2 diamonds doubled what South would actually do. Now, if I was holding the South cards, I would just be so thrilled that our side is out of the auction that I would not be bidding over 4 diamonds.
Yeah, well, you and me both. So on board 37, with a tremendous 5-card spade suit and favorable vulnerability, Finn Kolesnik has opened 2 spades in second share. His partner with spades, but no values, has jacked it up to 4 spades.
And he certainly knows that he'll want to bid 4 spades over 4 hearts or 3 no trump, so he might as well just do it now, at least at this vulnerability. It's a lot of losers at other vulnerabilities. Even here, it could go down a lot in 4 spades.
Yeah. And I'm guessing that's going to be the final contract.
Yeah, North has nowhere to go, so. Next bet, South. Well, South might leave the king of diamonds between that and a trump. Or, well, their high club also has something to recommend. It'd be interesting to see what South leads. A low heart is the winner, of course. Oh, we're starting to get people in the Twitch chat. I should be looking at that. Somehow my Twitch chat switched off. Okay.
Well,
So
Jeff
West is making
Hampton
a
is
slam
trying
try.
for slam on board 35.
I think East's attitude towards slam is no. Heart void is not an asset.
No. On the other hand, you know, he is limited, and so East is going to know that he wants no part of slam. So,
Yeah, West knows that he couldn't. Well, okay.
well,
Never
that's
mind
already
about
been
his
fixed.
attitude
Yeah.
towards slam being no.
Okay, well.
No one's gonna do anything about this.
Well, you know, in fairness, if Jeff had a 5th diamond, it would make a huge difference in terms of the potential of the hand.
In fact, if East had the 10-9-8 of diamonds instead of the 9-7-5 of diamonds, slam would be at least have some play. Not great play, but some play. Being able to rough down all the clubs and draw trumps in the other
Well,
hand.
so Nick Nickel has bid 5 diamonds over the second double at the other table, much to our surprise. So
That is kind of surprising. Diamonds is not their best fit. They have 8 hearts and only 7 diamonds. I would think if you were going to pull it, maybe you'd pull it to 4-no trump and then correct clubs to diamond. Well, that would suggest diamonds and hearts. You don't really have hearts. I would have just left it at a balanced hand. Just defend. So he needs, well, he's already down.
yeah,
Now it's just
he's going to go
managing.
down badly at this point, I think. But
I think he's going to just give up the 2 trump tricks and settle for -200 rather than risk going down 400.
well, it'd be 300 as it turns out. But you know, it's only going to be 300, I think, if he goes the other way. But you know, but you're right.
You'll sometimes see what appear to be early claims in this event because what's happening is the players are discussing relevant holdings in the room, where
Right.
in a lot of situations where the discussion is, it's like there's no more guessing on their side of the screen, so they can just save someone from being in a tortured position by just discussing how many tricks are available. There were a number of times when it was usually Eldad was in the tank, and Chris and I would discuss the hand and determine how many tricks were actually available and just claim for him if there was nothing for him to do. It didn't make a difference. Although I suppose now with the time system they have in place, which is an interesting little time system, and I like it in general, but it could work to your benefit to not save someone from their tank in such a position,
Yes.
because each pair has their own clock, which is good because it means like there's no expectation if you're being slow, your opponents aren't expected to, speed up to help you out, which was always sort of a ridiculous proposition. So if you're being slow enough, then your pair gets a penalty, and that's fine. And if and everyone wants to be on time, and in fairness, our match we were getting the doors blown off us, so it was very, very easy to be friendly and accommodating when the match is not within reach.
Right.
Not a lot of stress in those situations. The result is already determined. So, all right, so they're in 4 hearts in the one room and 6 diamonds in the other. So 6 diamonds we know is going down. We don't really have to worry too much about it, but 4 hearts has some interest.
Well, 4 hearts, yeah.
So Declarer has...
I think he just has 10 tricks with the stiff king of hearts coming down on board 38. So,
yeah, he can just plan on losing 2 spades and a club, have some play for an over trick in one suit or the other, but
none of that will come home, so it'll be making 4.
I think spades offers I'm not sure. What do you think? Do you think spades offers a better chance of a club pitch, or clubs offers a better chance of a spade pitch?
I think
We're looking at the 7 of
spades
spades,
has a better
8 of
chance,
clubs.
but he's gone after clubs, but he's not really worrying too much about it since he has 10 tricks in.
Yeah, that way of going after clubs didn't leave him with a late entry to dummy. Sort of the problem with going after clubs is it tangles you a little bit. So going after spades doesn't. You kind of want to leverage the 8 of spades, but you also don't want to ever have to risk your contract by finessing it. So,
Yeah.
All right. So,
well, the nickel team has actually been fortunate on board 35 in that their horrible results at both tables are going to crash on each other. So they both thought that they had lost a big swing, but when you put the 2 big swings together, they aren't nearly as bad.
It's still just a big swing.
Yeah.
It's one slightly bigger swing. We call that submarining, when you manage to have your disasters on the same board.
Right.
Almost making sense.
Jeff has managed to scrape up 11 tricks, but is out of Schlitz at this point.
Yeah, if only South was following to the 10 of spades, he'd be good.
He's hoping that maybe in the other room they went down 1 and 5 diamonds, but but no.
Well, that result does tighten the matchup a great deal.
Yes, so they're now within 15, and they still have board 37 to come, which is another tremendous result for the Rosenthal team at the table that's played it.
Right, that was the hand where Nickel pulled the 5 diamonds on the second
Yes.
double.
Exactly.
This was this hand here where Chris and Eldad, Chris has bid 3 spades. In the other room, North raised to 4 spades and was set a trick. So this is, if 3 spades is passed out, that would be a potential swing also for Rosenthal.
Yes.
Eldad's singleton spade sort of offsets the kings in the other. Well, he's also bid 4 spades, maybe hoping to get a transgression from his left-hand opponent, but not getting it. On 39 at the fast table.
So they've had a week 2 forcing 2 spade response and a splinter by West. And is that going to be exciting enough for East to get interested?
It's the wrong singleton. Hearts would be where you really want the shortness. Club rough 1 trick. Heart roughs could be 3 tricks, or at least 2 tricks. So they did bid a couple of really sketchy slams against us, and they rolled home. This one would need 2 spades to go with the 3 diamonds, which sounds exactly like the grands they were bidding against us in our match. But the main difference being here that spades aren't 2-2.
Yes. I don't know. He doesn't, of course, have to commit. He could bid 4 hearts, some kind of last train, and then his partner had the same hand with, say, the Queen of Hearts, or the Queen 10 of Hearts. They'd actually slam.
That 4 diamond bid is completely terrifying to me. I mean, unless you never psyched 2 spades, I would be completely terrified the partner would just pass 4 diamonds.
Well, so is East done at this point?
If West couldn't even dredge up 4 hearts, I think he should be done. But we'll see. East and I don't always see eye to eye on in the auction.
And it looks like at the other table against 4 spades, Jeff Hampson started with a club, but having won the spade, he's now shifted to diamonds, and it looks like they're on their way to getting their 4 tricks.
Right. East has passed 4 spades. Playing with Ish is always like a little bit of a tough on your nerves, because when you get something wrong, you risk getting the wrath of Ish.
Yeah.
So Declarer can basically play Ace King of Diamonds and Rough a Diamond if you wanted. Like catch the Ace King of Spades, play Ace King of Diamonds, Rough a Diamond. And when those break, rough a club to dummy and play a winning diamond and pitch a heart loser away as they rough with their trump trick. That would be, all unnecessary because hearts break.
So Hampson and Greco have in fact set 4 spades on board 36 for a push.
So we'll get to see the potential swing coming here on this one. I think Greco also opens the East hand 2 spades, even if it shows spades in a minor. No, it didn't take me long to be wrong, though. Like 2 seconds later, he passes it.
So it looks like I'm assuming he will probably come in over 2 hearts, perhaps, which is probably what North is going to do and has done. Yes, here's two
Yeah, he just needs
spades.
to lead at that point. It's like he hasn't bid
Right.
his spades, and partner's about to be on lead, so he better bid his spades now. But West with the King Jack of Hearts and a partner that couldn't open two spades, it's just super unclear whether they're supposed to bid four spades. Because now they're
I
thinking
don't
about
think so.
defense and
I'll be surprised if he bids.
like 10 loser hand and defense. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
Jeff just passed, hoping that maybe they can beat it, which wouldn't be ridiculous on a slightly different lie of the cards. So that's really rough for the, well, really good for Rosenthal, or really rough for Nickel, depending on your point of view.
Mhm. So how will South play the trump suit?
Well, East has concealed the Queen of Spades. That shouldn't make a huge difference. I think he's going to play West for the King of Hearts, given that East passed with the Ace King of Spades. So I think he's going to play Ace of Hearts, Heart to the Queen. But West is going to pawn.
So that'll be the end of that hand, making 5. So that'll be winning 13. And nearly a tie match.
Tied. I knew there was a reason we're watching this match, because it's the closer one.
Well, it's definitely been entertaining.
For the viewers, so someone actually asked me, Mike, if you played with Ish and had that. I filled in for Finn in the last all with Fish, and he was a dream partner. I did play with Ish, but it was a long time ago. It was in the World Junior Championships in Aarhus, Denmark in 1993. The international pairs following, you can play with people from other countries, and I played with Ish. And Ish was a challenging partner. He's gotten better since then, but Ish is still a very intense person, and is certainly capable of dressing down their partner, opponents, or screen mates, particularly in the privacy of the rooms where it's just one other person hearing it. But he's not a bad person or anything. Don't get me wrong. Ish is a fantastic player, and I would love to have him on my teams.
So looking at the auction on board 40 for Ish and Finn, I'm not sure why 2 diamonds was alerted. Maybe it's just kind of a 5+ diamonds. So their style is to rebid diamonds if they have any interest at all in diamonds. And now he rebid his spades. The 3 no trump bid with 3 little hearts seems surprising to me.
It's a very challenging setup for East West.
I mean,
you can make 7 no trump, 7 clubs, but not 7 no trump.
Right, and but it seems like 3 no runs the risk of playing 3 no, and in fact, that's what's about to happen. So I don't. Now maybe he thought that 3 spades was a control bid and denied a heart control.
See 2 diamonds.
But if so, they were just completely on different pages. So he's going to just take his 12 tricks, is it? Yeah. So this is kind of their first bad result in 10 boards.
Better than they would do in 6 diamonds.
Well, that is true.
But 7 clubs is the spot, and very hard to find.
But 6 clubs, maybe not so much.
Yes.
Okay. So, and this is going to be kind of fortunate for the nickel team and the other room, because not unreasonably, Chris Lincoln and Eldad Ganasser have stopped in 3 hearts. And well, often that would be the limit of the hands. Today, it is not.
So imps will come back the other way with the white game swing to the nickel team for 38. Both matches very tight. That's a interesting 41.
Yeah.
So the goal, I suppose, is that when north-south save for east-west to defend for their 1 or 2 trick set, rather than to bid onto the 5 level where they are off 3 quick tricks. That may be tough for East, who will have their heart suit raised and then holding 7 of them.
Right. I mean, that, yes, I think very much so.
So diamond to heart, 2 diamonds seems like a really straightforward start. West, 3 diamonds, 4 diamonds, 3 spades, I'm not sure. Three diamonds seems normal.
Yes, it does. I mean,
4 hearts wouldn't shock me. It's a style thing.
so he's not really sure how many hearts to bid. He's made a takeout double, ostensibly showing the black suits, and now he's going to come back with hearts and try to show an in-between heart raise, although his partner is probably about to bid 4 hearts. This might work out well for him, though, because the opponents may not realize they have a double fit.
It does give North room to bid 3 clubs here. I mean, I find sort of like these 2-round plans in the auction where I'll start with this and then I'll support partner later. They work a lot better in club games than they do against in the world championships or the national championships, where the opponents are likely to just keep bidding in your face and you may not have a convenient chance to show that support.
Yes, I think that's a very good point.
So West is not shown heart support and East has jumped to 4 hearts, and South is not going to pass this. South with ace queen.
Well, you wouldn't think so.
You're going to bid. I don't know whether it'll bid 5 clubs or 5 diamonds, but yeah, just 5 diamonds to sort of keep the clubs a secret from the opening leader.
I think he might bid, when I bid 5 diamonds, I was thinking he might bid 5 clubs, but then he is on opening lead. So.
And now West is sort of, I never raised hearts and I have ace 10 third of hearts and your partner jumped a game in the suit.
Yeah.
And 5 hearts could easily, if you misguessed, well, you should probably get the spades right on this auction, but it's not entirely, not all that clear.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need to guess the spades because oh, you do, because your diamonds are not providing a pitch.
On the other hand, it looks like, well, I guess he's either getting 100 or 300 if he doubles, and maybe
so
he's just like to take a shot at 5 hearts, figuring that the compensation from 5 of a minor doubled is not going to be very good. So he's doubled, though. So now we'll have to see whether
diamonds was not an offensive asset.
Yeah. we'll have to see whether Nick Nickel is picks up the diamond suit or not.
What does Ish do here? Does he overtake
So,
the heart? Leave it.
On board 39, of course, Jeff Hampson did not have a weak 2 diamonds available, so he passed. And now Eric Greco made a takeout double and then rebid 2 spades, presumably showing a good hand. And they are reaching 4 spades.
Yeah, sort of a similar auction there with the splinter and 4 diamond call.
Yes.
And the play will probably go the same way. I expect that board to be a wash.
Yeah. So on board 41, Nick Nickel is at the point where he has to decide whether to take the deep finesse or play the queen.
Auction sort of screaming for the deep finesse.
You would think so. Right?
Even West overtook the heart and played one back to sort of for the forcing defense. It's like everything about this hand. It says King Jack 3rd or 4th of diamonds. This is also best against 4 diamonds over on your right. I think it's the play, but we'll see if Nickel agrees with me. So here's an opportunity for Nickel as board 40 hits the table in the, I don't know if that's the, I guess the closed room where East-West played in 3-no trump with 6 or 7 clubs both being good contracts. Now the precision diamond may help East-West out here. Since West doesn't really have diamonds, he really has spades. Okay. And so Declare has
So he probably, I mean, 2 clubs, is that just a normal game forcing 2 clubs, or is it something else? Is it like a relay?
It says 1 round force 4+ clubs.
Okay.
I would like to play a system where if I have the West hand, I'm allowed to bid that King, Queen, Jack, 9 of spades.
Yeah.
Max. Rather than rebid my 10-6 of diamonds. So, and 2 hearts alerted without an explanation. The rule is supposed to be that you type in your explanation with the bid, not later, for alertable calls.
Well, I think maybe there's one now.
This 3 club rebid, non-forcing or better. So 2 hearts showed a club rebid, but not extra values. I had 2 way. I guess he has just 1 way of rebidding clubs because 3 clubs must be something else. But it wouldn't be horrible to have a way of disambiguating immediately whether or not your hand was a game force or not. Certainly, this hand you'd like to have been able to have done that. But having to make another artificial bid here.
So I think on 42, where Ish has opened a 3rd seat when no trump, and Nick has overcalled 2 diamonds, I believe that's a transfer overcall, showing hearts specifically.
It is, in fact. So they don't have secret major suits, which is nice.
Yes. So Ish is back in with his 6-card club suit, which will please his partner, who has Queen Jack fourth.
What's also pleasing his partner is that he doesn't have to decide what to do over 3 hearts.
Yeah. Well,
Or
now he's trying for 3-no, but that's.
He bid 3 hearts himself. Why should I worry when the opponents might bid 3 hearts? I can bid 3 hearts.
Well, I think, I guess you never know what's going to happen here, but would seem surprising if he bids 3-no, but.
It's 3-no, maybe. Well, he won't make it. North will lead the Queen of Diamonds, so he'll win and shift to a heart.
Sort of seems like, on the other hand, if they get to 4 clubs, they're going to make that. So, I'm afraid that Jeff and Eric have done no better than Ish and Finn and have subsided in 3-no.
A challenging setup for maybe we will see this in a bidding contest at some point in the future.
Yeah.
That was board 40, and it looks like Fleischer and Martel on board 40. It's in play at the other room. One table, they've bid up to 6 clubs in a competitive auction. The other table, East-West, are so far in 6 spades, which will make if they stop there.
6 spades or 6-no are both makers. And if they.
It appears they agreed clubs at some point. East asked for aces a couple of times, and West showed the king of spades at 6 spades over, and they got to 7 clubs. Marty and Chip, board 40, just got to 7 clubs. So Larry and Adam got to 6 clubs, which would have been good enough to pick up a slam swing against either table in this match, are going to instead lose 11 imps.
Wow.
Bridge is a rough game.
Yeah. So Ish, in fact, did not try 3-no on his Queen Doubleton of Hearts and is going to score up 130 in 4 clubs.
You're asking the 2 hearts alert in which room? Was that a previous deal? So someone was asking about a 2-heart alert, but I'm not seeing any 2 hearts being alerted on any of the deals. There was a 2-heart alerted on a previous board where it was, I don't remember what it was. Oh, it showed it was a club rebid.
Right.
It showed clubs forcing or clubs, and still could be non-forcing. On board 40 in the closed room. All right, so. All right, so this exciting hand where East-West judged really well to defend 5 diamonds doubled is coming to the closed room here.
Right, and I wasn't watching when it happened, but it looks like Nick did get the trump suit right and went down only 1.
So let's see. The 2 club bid says it's their heart cue bid, and it shows 3. And North's double of 2 clubs is just a penalty double, or shows clubs. South's double of 1 heart, alerted, not alerted. I guess if 1-9 was natural, I really like the raise to 2 diamonds a lot more than I like the double.
Well, now he's made up for it by bidding 5 diamonds. So it seems like here West has shown his hand other than the fact that he has diamond values, so probably is going to double.
It's going to double
Or
to try to
unless they play
5 hearts.
pass double inversion, of course, which apparently they don't.
They may, but they may only do it in auctions that are already forcing.
Right. I mean, I'm thinking they don't here because they're not in a forcing auction. Okay, so they're defending the same contract, and we'll see if Eldad does as well in the trump suit.
It's a little tougher for him in this room, I think, but he may well get it right for the same reasons. We'll see if Jeff also overtakes the ace of hearts and plays one back. He's been fairly rapid up until this point, and now he's in the tank on the crucial truck.
Okay, so he's gone wrong, and there'll be 5 imps to for the nickel team.
It appears on 43 that North has bid 4th suit, forcing a little bit light with a sort of semi-fitting 11 count after a diamond, a heart, a spade, 2 club. They have diamond, a heart, a spade, where the spades are a bad misfit, but you have a diamond fit. 3 diamond sort of limited, fitted invitational over 1 spade would be completely middle of the road, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hand isn't super positive for an 11 trick game, and if partner can't bid no trump, I'm not sure where you're planning on going. Maybe they don't play the 4th suit all the way, forcing the game, which might explain. It's possible for them to play this sequence as invitational and the direct 3 diamonds as forcing, I suppose.
Well, that's the Richard Pavlicek theory and approach, but I'm guessing that's not what they do, given that Ralph bid over it.
Good point.
So, I mean, I think they have a shot at 3-0 here. Not that easy to beat.
So they're in no trump from the North. Looks like if
But
he starts with a heart, that's best for the defense.
But I'm only seeing 4 tricks for the defense. I mean, Declare may have to take the spade finesse, but may have no choice. Well, here comes a club, which is probably good for Declare.
Yeah, the unbid suit here is always their best suit.
So in the other on board 42 in the other room, the 2 diamond bid for Lincoln and Ganasser.
So that's 1 major, the way they play it.
Yeah, it's either major, right? So 2 hearts was pass or correct. Now Eric Greco is balanced in a 4-card spade suit, which presumably Hampson is going to pull. No, did not. So
Wow. He had 6 clubs to go with his doubles and spade. This is not a good spot for East-West. It violates, was it Burns' law? It's where you law
yes,
to have more trumps than the opponents.
exactly. So going back to 3-No Trump by Nick Nickel, they led a club. He won and knocked out one of the diamonds, and a club is coming back, not surprisingly. So seems like if he ducks this one, then what can they do to him? It looks like not much.
For the defense to have a chance, East needed to pop the king of diamonds and lead a low heart, but because Declarer has the 8, 7, and 6 of hearts, the defense can't quite untangle the heart blockage to take 3 hearts and 2 diamonds.
So now he's presumably going to play another diamond.
He has to cash the queen of clubs, else he gets thrown in with it from his perspective. In some situations. But I think at this point, East already knows the situation is hopeless. North forced game with an 11 count. His partner probably shouldn't have as much as the jack of hearts that he actually holds.
Right. Well, if he leads a spade here, it could be difficult for Declare to finesse, but I don't know that he needs to, at least not right away. Because if the finesse loses, then that would be 5 tricks for the defense. On the other hand, he could come to a hand and play a club. Well, that he is playing a spade, so. Well, he doesn't have to finesse now, but he may have to finesse later. So.
Yeah, he only has to worry about it getting into a situation where the opponents are not forced to lead a spade for him in a situation where he's a trick short.
Well, he's going to have a late diamond entry to dummy, so.
And East may not find it so much fun to follow to 3 rounds of diamonds.
Well, that's true too.
Even if Declarer were, say, to win the ace of spades, play a diamond to the 10 and the 8 of diamonds, East has to pitch 2 things on those. It could be almost one of those situations where Declarer might let the 8 of diamonds hold in some situations to lead a heart up to the queen. But which is complicated.
Well, it looks like Eric Greco is going to be held to 6 tricks and 2 spades, which is probably about as good as he could have done. And that will be 6 imps to the Rosenthal team.
It's just shocking to get to find yourself in your 4-2 spade fit freely bid. I think that maybe Greco took this principle where if partner opens a no trump and the player on the right passes and you pass, and they bid on your left and then you balance with 2 of a major, partner's supposed to expect you to be bidding a 4-card suit because you failed to transfer the last time. So they assume you would have transferred if you had 5. Not so much the case where the player on your right chose a major. Your right hand opponent didn't pass, you may not transfer with a 5-card suit. So I think he sort of extended that principle and where it shouldn't have been extended.
Huh. Well, going back to 3 no trump, so Nick Nickel won the ace of spades and led the queen of hearts, which gave the defense a chance to beat him. But since Finn, as you pointed out, couldn't expect his partner even to have the jack of hearts, he's ducked. So now it sort of seems like Declare can play a diamond to hand and a club, and at least be able to take the spade finesse.
This is where Finn regrets not taking the queen of clubs before exiting with the spade. I had suggested that I thought that East was going to actually cash the queen of clubs before playing a spade to prevent being thrown in with it later.
Yeah. On the other hand, that would have been 9 easy tricks for Declare, so that wouldn't have worked.
Declare had
3 diamonds, 3 clubs, 2 spades, and a heart. So
yeah, that would have been 9 easy tricks, but he would have avoided a throw in.
yes, he would have. So now Eldad Ganasser has rebid 2 no trump over 1 spade, and is playing it there, not surprisingly. So 2 no does seem like it's the value bid if you're not going to bid 3 diamonds. And Greco has led a heart. Oh, well, down goes. Well,
I still don't play the jack of hearts. Figure this out. Play back a heart here.
Not sure he is.
Partner played the 9. If partner's 9-8, it's fine. Partner pitches the jack of hearts, then it's becomes.
Well, his partner might have had a double time. Yeah. Okay.
No,
well,
he did it. Well, okay. So now they need to defend against 8 tricks, and they've let a heart, which is the best way to defend against 8 tricks.
But it's not going to be good enough, I don't think.
The defense has 2 diamonds and 2 hearts, maybe 3 hearts to take, but probably just 2 diamonds and 2 hearts and a trick on the wash. All right, so that was an exciting hand.
Well, it was.
Fate of the contract swung back and forth and wound up 4th.
So on 44, West is dealer and has passed. So he was not going to try
no
5 card week 2.
And East opened a no trump with 5 hearts and 4 diamonds, so no reason why he wouldn't open it with clubs and spades.
Yeah.
The traditional thought on hands with 5 clubs and 4 spades is that even if you were in range for no trump, it wasn't much downside to opening a club because you had a convenient spade rebid, and it was better for finding suit contracts. Now, it was worse at finding your 15 opposite 10 games. So there's an argument both ways, but the old school thought of like 60s, 70s, and 80s with this pattern, you could open a club
Right. Well, that's what I grew up with also, and I can see making an exception to that if you had a little more in your doubletons than Finn does, but you know, it's a matter of style as much as anything.
I would look at my hand and say I have a really great hand for 4 spades and not such a great hand for 3-0 trump, so I want to open at a club to get to spades.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel if when a club passes spade, I think 3 spades is kind of right on the money and can get you to a game that's going to go 1-0 all pass.
Right. Well, so I don't know if their no trumps is 14 to 16 or 15 to 17. So is well, Ish is trying for game even opposite of 14 to 16, and I guess that's going to get 3 no trump. Yep.
Ralph has a really easy spade lead. The hearts behave well enough, but there's no time to get any tricks in the minors. So 5 hearts and 2 spades is 7. Meanwhile, the defense has ace, king, and will set up the long spades. So this looks to be down 2, barring some sort of defense slip up.
Right.
It looks like if declare starts clubs from their hand, which they may start hearts first. No, they started clubs. It's not going to crash the club honors.
No. And Ralph knows partner has the jack of spades unless declare is playing a very deep game. So presumably we'll play another one.
There are a few, I haven't seen that play in a long time of winning with a higher honor when you could have won it lower. Some of the old school card players found that frequently, like Sid Lazard was a master at finding those unusual card plays that would always come back to benefit him.
It usually only makes sense though when you have a side suit that you're afraid of a shift to, and that doesn't appear to be the case in this situation. So I think South could be fairly confident.
East can't afford to duck another spade, or the defense has enough winners without the spades. So he just has to hope that, well, actually the defense has enough winners without the spades anyways, once he ducked 1 spade.
Well, he's going to cash out for his down 2.
North can't come down to aces full of 2s full of aces because yeah, he had to pitch 1 too many cards. He had to come down to just 4 cards. But he did come down to aces and 2s. Easily the best 4-card poker hand in the end position. I really think he's full house though in the 3-5-card end position.
Well, don't look now, but we have an exact tie after board 43.
Oh my. '43 was the
2-no, the 3-no that
2-3.
went back and forth.
All right. Well, East started with 6 hearts and 6 clubs on the first hand, and is finishing with 5 hearts and 5 clubs on the last hand. And they're both the suits were similar in each one. This one they're similar, weaker, but this one's ace king queen 6th and ace king queen jack 6th. This one's ace queen 6-4 5th with a different 5th. There's some parity there. And once again, the hands are in the slam zone. You can make, looks like 6 hearts or 6 diamonds. East-west.
Yep. Maybe pretty difficult to get to, though, and it does require both suits to split. So it's not like it's a bridge crime not to. But
It certainly screams out less for slam than the hand with ace, king, queen, jack, six, ace, king, queen, six.
yes. So it looks
Then
like
queen, six, ace, queen, six.
so Jeff Hampson did open two hearts at favorable first chair and is playing it there. So, and it looks like he ought to make at least two. And it looks like it's going to be three.
The defense got a bit tangled, couldn't find their tricks.
Yeah. So that'll be 6 imps back to the nickel team, who will retake the lead.
So meanwhile, West is thinking over 4 hearts here. A heart, 2 diamonds, 3 clubs, 3 hearts, 3 spades, which I think is their serious. I would have thought that was their serious 3. No, it's not alerted, oddly enough.
So they've subsided in 4 hearts, which is certainly not unreasonable.
Yeah, it seems kind of the normal thing. So like a 13 opposite 12 slam where it's not cold. If you move that jack of spades into hearts, then now you're in business about like slam being decent. So it looks like that's about where this match is going to wind up. Fleischer's taken a 15 imp lead late in the other table.
So he's taken a safety play in the diamond suit. And is only going to make, well, I guess he's still making 5, but this was in case diamonds were 4-1. He avoided any issues.
Yeah, if the diamonds are 4-1, you could play ace of diamonds, king of diamonds, and have that get roughed. And you only have 1 dummy entry left with the king of hearts to try to run the diamonds, which don't run.
Yeah, so you would have been in serious trouble, basically.
So that was a really good play and well spotted by Finn, because sometimes it's easier to spot a safety play when you can only see 2 of the hands, so you don't know that it's not necessary.
Right.
We are finishing up here on board 45 in the closed room. I want to thank you guys for the commentary. I'm sure we'll see you guys around as these continue.
Well, you're very welcome, and I think Michael's choice of match to watch was certainly vindicated by a lot of entertaining action.
Thank you, John. Thank you for Love Bridge and the USBF.
We are finishing up board 45 here, and then there'll be a short little break before we reconvene at 7:15 for segment 4 out of 4. And then tomorrow, obviously, you'll have the remaining 4 segments of the semifinal, followed by 2 days of the final. It's worth calling out that there are several more events after this at the USBC. So there'll be the mixed event is coming up next, followed by the seniors and the women's. So another couple weeks of good bridge to watch. Hope you all are enjoying it, and we'll see you back at 7:15 after board 45.
Definitely stick around to heckle Mike Camille.
Oh yeah.
So on 45, Eric Greco has rebid 3 hearts, which must have some special meaning for them. It shows 5 clubs. They must do some kind of switch in terms of what 3 clubs would mean.
Oh, to be able to remember that stuff, I mean, the amount that you gain on those switches has to be minimal compared to what you would lose if either one of you forgot it ever.
Yep. Well, you need to know your system if you're doing that. That's for sure. So now 4 diamonds maybe is non-serious or something.
And degrees hearts. It must. They probably actually have like 4 diamonds of slam trine hearts and 4 clubs of slam trine clubs or something.
It's just an artificial end signal.
Or were they like in some sort of game art? No.
Okay.
I feel like West didn't really find out what he needed. Partner easily could have had the Jack of Hearts to go with the.
Well, I think he also might have a stiffer void diamond, but I think in playing a limited system where they open light, he just wasn't interested.
Yeah, the 2 running suit slam is one of the classes of slams where those are the hardest ones to bid anyways. You always have sort of insufficient values for a traditional slam.
Well, we'll see if Eric plays it the same way.
It turns out no one is sniffing at the slam in the other event either. The other one, Yeah, I'm curious to see if Eric finds the safety play. Chris made a really great false card with the 10 of hearts to give Declare a few little bit of a start there.
Mm-hmm.
As much as you talk about slam, 4 hearts is not cold.
Right. I mean, if things are foul, the hand could easily fall apart.
I think he does. I think he takes it out of finesse.
I'm predicting the same play that Finn made, and if he doesn't, then Finn should give him a good ribbing in between sessions.
At least give Hampson the ribbing because he's the one with the sense of humor in the partnership. He's playing well. No way he's playing high. He's thinking about it. If he's thinking about it, he knows to play low.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
once you think about it, you have to play low. Yeah. And everyone found that safety play. It looks like because it's a push at 650 across the universe.
Yeah. Well, so, really, that's what you would expect at this level, I think. So, okay. Well, thank you, Michael.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kibiters. As a reminder, 7:15 EST. We will be back with segment 4-4. So come on back and we'll see you then. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Bye-bye, everyone.